stylists, welcome back to the channel. If you've been playing Infinity Nikki lately, or scrolling through the subreddits, you've probably seen all the buzz, and maybe a little chaos about the Super Styling Contest event, specifically about one faction that seems to be running away with the entire competition, Gilded Past. Some players are calling it unfair, others are rallying their teams to fight back, and some are just trying to figure out what's even going on. So today, we're breaking down the full story, what this contest actually is, why the Gilded Past team is dominating, and how this has turned into yet another event to leave some Infinity Nikki players disgruntled. Grab your pair pals and a cup of coffee. This one's juicy. So let's start from the top. The Super Styling Contest launched as part of Infinity Nikki's Encore Season update. Players are divided into 3 stylish factions: Wild Hearts, Gilded Past, and Peppergem. When the event started, players took a quiz to find which group suited their fashion personality, which was meant to be the team you choose at the beginning of the event. However, you don't have to abide by the quiz. Players are free to choose whichever team they like, regardless of where the quiz placed you. Then, by completing tasks within the board game, you earn points for your faction and climb the leaderboard together. It's meant to be a fun, collaborative event that celebrates different fashion identities, but in practice, things didn't stay cute for long. Barely a day into the event, players noticed something strange. Gilded Past was way ahead. Like, not just a small lead, an entire map taken over kind of lead. One Peppergem player summed it up perfectly on Reddit. Less than 24 hours in, the Gilded Past faction has already established a very significant lead in points. This early gap seems primarily driven by a much larger player population in that faction. They also pointed out that this huge difference appeared before most players even figured out the event mechanics, raising questions about how balanced this contest really is. And they're not wrong. In any event where your team's score depends on participation, the faction with the most players is going to have a massive advantage. So the early imbalance wasn't just surprising, it made a lot of players feel like the competition was already over before it began. A lot of players didn't even pick their faction strategically. They just went with what felt authentic. One Peppergem stylist wrote, "I picked Peppergem since that's what the quiz sorted me into, and I wanted it to be authentic, lol. But damn, how is Gilded Past this far ahead?" They went on to say, "I didn't really get the impression they seemed much better than the other factions or had anything that specifically stood out. But clearly, I guess they are. It's kind of funny. People wanted to play honestly, but now feel punished for not picking the winning side." And this same post also added something really important. They said, "I've seen some posts starting a full-on faction war. It's definitely a bit disappointing that the other factions seem to have basically zero chance. But please, no serious arguments or harassment over this. It's literally just a game." So while they were frustrated, they were also trying to keep the peace, reminding everyone that this event is meant to be fun, not toxic. Of course, some players turn that frustration into friendly competition. One user rallied the underdogs with a post saying, "Peppergems and Wild Hearts, we are overrun by the sheer number of Gilded Heart members. Whether they chose them for the cloak, the vibe, or the win, we will fight back. Let's put our hands together and combine our forces. Let's not take over each other's areas, but put all our power in getting some of the board back." I love this kind of energy. It's like, okay, we might be losing, but we're going to do it with style, coordination, and a little bit of chaos. The best part? Even in the middle of the drama, you can see how passionate and creative the Infinity Nikki player base is. People care enough to strategize, motivate, and form little alliances. So the big question, why is Gilded Past leading by so much? Players have a few theories. Some say it's purely aesthetic. Gilded Past has that elegant, sophisticated look that appeals to a lot of players who love vintage or royal core fashion. Others believe it's because the main storyline of Infinity Nikki features characters that align more closely with that style. Others claim shallow influence because of the male character leading the team, or because the team is pink, so cliché. But one of the most common reasons people are giving? Momentum. As that same Peppergem player said, it's sad that a lot of people are probably picking Gilded Past because they're leading so heavily, and that only pushes them further ahead exponentially. It's a classic snowball effect. People join the winning team because it's winning, which keeps it winning even more. It's also worth noting that some players might be influenced by social media and influencers. If most streamers or popular creators chose Gilded Past, their followers likely joined the same faction. So between aesthetic appeal, population snowballing, and influencer momentum, it's not surprising that Gilded Past is sitting comfortably on top. But for players in Peppergem or Wild Hearts, this dominance doesn't feel great. Another player wrote, "It's frustrating to see such a large difference emerge so quickly. Will the choice of style really matter? Or will this be a numbers game until the very end?" That line really hits the core of it. Infinity Nikki's whole appeal is about creativity and expression. But if your success depends mostly on how many people happen to be on your team, it kind of defeats that purpose. No skill is involved at this point. That same user also mentioned some real gameplay issues, like the lack of tutorial for event mechanics. So between the unclear mechanics and the population imbalance, it's easy to see why many players feel disheartened. Now, not everyone is angry. In fact, most of the community seems to be handling it pretty well. The general sentiment on Reddit is, yes, this feels unfair, but let's not turn it into actual hostility. Players are reminding each other to stay positive, take breaks, and remember that it's just one event in a long-term game. And honestly, that's really refreshing to see. It's easy for online communities to spiral into toxicity, especially when competition is involved. But a lot of Infinity Nikki players are approaching it with humor and perspective. The Super Styling Contest is Infinity Nikki's first major faction event, and it's a learning moment for both the players and the developers. It shows how much people care about this game. They want it to feel fair, exciting, and rewarding. But it also highlights the challenges of balancing large global player bases, especially when players are spread across servers and can't coordinate easily. One user mentioned how the chat is unreadable during the contest. That's a sign that coordination tools might need improvement, maybe regional scoring, better tutorials, or cross-team communication limits could help in future updates. Ultimately, this drama isn't just about winning or losing. It's about community identity. People want to feel that their choices and creativity matter. So, yeah, this event has definitely sparked some drama, but it's also brought the community together in new ways. There has also been rumors that all factions receive the same prize. The winning team just gets theirs sooner. I could not find anything to confirm or deny this. We've seen frustration, passion, teamwork, and a ton of stylish energy. And who knows, we still have several phases left. Maybe the underdogs will make a comeback. Thanks for watching, stylists. Let me know in the comments, which faction did you join? Do you think Gilded Past's lead is fair? Or should the devs rebalance the event next time? If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with your fellow stylists. It really helps the channel out. Stay fabulous, and I'll see you in the next one.